Imagine standing on the edge of the world. Ice stretches to infinity. The wind screams. The ground beneath your boots isn't just frozen, it's a time capsule, holding secrets older than humanity itself. Antarctica. To most of us, it's nothing but penguins, glaciers, and snowstorms. But what if we've been lied to? What if beneath that ice are ruins? Not just of forgotten civilizations, but maybe even something not of this earth. Because here's the kicker. Throughout history, clues have slipped through. Ancient maps showing Antarctica before it was frozen. Global flood myths that line up with a cataclysm 12,000 years ago. Radar scans and satellite images hinting at pyramids, tunnels, and structures under the ice. And whispers from soldiers, scientists, even world leaders that Antarctica is the biggest cover-up in human history. Tonight, we're going deep. 4 parts. Thousands of years. Lost civilizations, alien theories, and the modern secrets governments don't want you to see. And by the end, you'll have to decide for yourself. Is Antarctica really just ice? Or the final key to humanity's true story? So here's the challenge. If everything you've ever been told about human history is wrong, are you ready to hear the truth? Part 1. Ancient maps and Antarctica. Before the ice. Let's start with something undeniable. Antarctica wasn't always frozen. Millions of years ago, it was lush, green, alive. Fossilized tree stumps, leaves, and pollen have been found deep beneath the ice. In 2017, researchers drilled into West Antarctica and pulled up evidence of an ancient rainforest. Imagine crocodiles swimming through rivers, dinosaurs roaming valleys, and forests stretching to the horizon. Now let's move forward in time. The Ice Age ends. The world warms. But then, something strange. Around 12,000 years ago, Antarctica freezes hard. 2 miles of ice seal the land. Entire ecosystems vanish. And if anyone was living there, they vanish too. Here's the shocking part. We have maps, real historical maps, that show Antarctica before it was covered in ice. The Piri Reis map, drawn by a Turkish admiral based on older sources. It shows South America accurately, centuries before full exploration. But at the bottom, Antarctica, ice-free. The Orontius Phineas map shows rivers and mountains in Antarctica that match what modern satellites later confirmed. The Boachi map depicts Antarctica split into 2 land masses, separated by water. Exactly what scientists discovered in the 20th century when they scanned the subglacial bedrock. How could mapmakers 300, 500, even 1,000 years ago know what Antarctica looked like under the ice, unless they were copying maps from an older civilization? Here's the emotional beat. Picture those ancient mapmakers, survivors of a cataclysm, carrying scrolls or tablets from their homeland, Antarctica. They know the rivers, the coasts, the fertile valleys. They preserve them on maps, passing them down, until centuries later, Piri Reis copies them without realizing he's holding the memory of a world erased by ice. It's not just science, it's a whisper across millennia. And if they could map Antarctica before it froze, doesn't that mean they were advanced enough to explore the world long before Columbus, Magellan, or Cook? Part 2, Cataclysms and Lost Civilizations. Now let's talk about what could have wiped that civilization away. The Younger Dryas event. Around 12,800 years ago, Earth's climate went haywire. Temperatures plunged, glaciers collapsed, sea levels rose by 400 feet. Entire species went extinct. Some scientists think a comet slammed into the ice sheets. Others blame volcanic eruptions or shifting ocean currents. Whatever happened, it was global, fast, and catastrophic. Now, connect the dots. This timing lines up with Plato's story of Atlantis, a great seafaring empire destroyed in a single night of fire and floods. Most scholars dismiss it as allegory. But what if Plato was echoing a real event? What if Atlantis wasn't in the middle of the Atlantic, but on Antarctica, buried by ice when the world shifted? And it's not just Plato. Cultures across the globe tell the same story. The Bible's flood, the Epic of Gilgamesh, Hindu myths of Manu, Native American flood legends, all describing gods, heroes, or survivors fleeing a deluge. Coincidence? Or fragments of the same trauma? If every culture remembers a flood, are we really going to say it didn't happen? Now imagine it emotionally. A family living on Antarctica's coast 13,000 years ago. The father fishes, the mother tends a fire, the children play by a pyramid-shaped monument rising from the shore. Then, the sky burns. Comet fragments fall. The ocean rises. Snow buries their city. Their world vanishes under ice. Fast forward 12,000 years. A scientist drills down and finds ash, charcoal, even fragments of stone tools. Proof that humans lived there before the freeze. Proof that the myths weren't myths at all. That's the heartbreak of Antarctica. It's not just a blank wasteland, it's a graveyard, and the tombstones are still under 2 miles of ice. Part 3: Aliens, Nazis, and Operation High Jump. Now, here's where the theories jump from lost civilization to ancient aliens. During the 1930s, Nazi Germany launched expeditions to Antarctica. They claimed part of it as New Schwabenland. Officially, they were scouting whaling routes. But rumors swirled that they were building secret bases and maybe searching for ancient technology buried in the ice. Then came Operation High Jump, a massive U.S. military expedition led by Admiral Richard Byrd. Over 4,700 men, battleships, destroyers, aircraft carriers, for research. Really? That's an army, not a science team. The mission was supposed to last 6 months. It ended after 8 weeks. Officially, accidents and bad weather. Unofficially, whispers of a battle with flying objects that could move from pole to pole at impossible speeds. Admiral Byrd later gave interviews where he spoke of threats from craft that could fly faster than anything known to man. This was before the UFO craze of Roswell, before flying saucers were mainstream. So ask yourself, did Byrd see something? Now, the alien angle. Whistleblowers claim Antarctica hides massive underground caverns, warmed by geothermal heat, big enough to hold entire cities. Some say these caverns hold alien bases. Others claim they hold ruins from an ancient advanced civilization, human or not. If aliens ever visited Earth, wouldn't Antarctica, remote, hidden, covered in ice, be the perfect base? Here's the emotional story. Imagine being a sailor on Operation High Jump. One night, alarms blare. Strange metallic discs scream across the horizon. Guns fire. Explosions light the ice. You grip your rifle, heart pounding, as something beyond human technology dances above your head. Then, silence. The objects vanish. Your commander tells you, nothing happened. But you know the truth. You carry it to your grave. Now let's bring it to today. Antarctica is locked down by the Antarctic Treaty. No mining, no settlements, no military, no independent exploration beyond approved tours along the coast. Google Earth images of pyramid-like peaks and massive entrances mysteriously vanish. Radar scans detect voids beneath the ice, some the size of Manhattan. Whistleblowers talk about metallic ruins, enforced no-fly zones, and scientists silenced. And yet world leaders keep flying there under strange circumstances. John Kerry, Pope Francis, Buzz Aldrin. Why would they go? Why risk the freezing cold, unless there was something more than ice? Here's the emotional punch. Imagine you're a researcher drilling ice cores. One day your drill brings up something impossible, a fragment of metal, too refined to be natural, but buried 10,000 years deep. You realize what it means, proof. But the next day, your equipment is seized, your samples vanish, your report is censored. You go home, never allowed to speak of it again. That's the Antarctica pattern. Discover, silence, erase. So what does it all mean? Antarctica isn't just frozen wilderness. It's the most restricted, most mysterious continent on Earth. Ancient maps suggest it was once known, and ice-free. Flood myths line up with a cataclysm that could have buried civilizations there. Military expeditions and modern restrictions hint at secrets hidden under the ice. And if the alien theories are true, Antarctica may be the key to proving we were never alone. If tomorrow the ice melted and revealed pyramids, ruins, even ships, everything changes. History, religion, science, our place in the universe. So here's my challenge to you. Don't accept the official story that Antarctica is just ice. Question it. Explore it. Because sometimes the greatest secrets aren't in the stars. They're buried right here on Earth. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button, subscribe for more hidden history, and share this with a friend who needs to hear it. And drop your answer in the comments. If Antarctica's ice melted tomorrow and revealed a lost alien civilization, what would happen first? Because one day, the ice will melt, and when it does, history will never be the same.